Today, we don't have a happy video, but to counteract the awfulness that I'm about to discuss, as a visual for this video, I'm going to be showing off some really gorgeous builds from the gallery along with their creators' names. As many of you in the Sims community know, I am heavily active on Sims Facebook groups. It's my favorite social media platform to share my videos and my creations. But as with any social media platform, there is a dark side to Sims Facebook. And the Sims dark side comes in the form of Sims shaming groups. We've all seen shaming groups. They're out there for everything, from makeup to weddings to parenting, and they're all pretty terrible. But today, I want to discuss the horrible implications these groups can have. The gist of shaming groups is that people take photos, videos, or screenshots from other people, whether they're taken from Twitter, other Facebook groups, Instagram, or really anywhere else on the internet. This content is then posted to the shaming group, typically with the intention of the group members having a laugh about the content. These posts in groups can be super innocent, like laughing at a glitch, laughing at crazy outfits that Sims townies are wearing, or silliness created by broken mods in CC. People can even post their own content to have a laugh. These innocent posts don't bother me, not in the slightest. We all experience glitches and they're funny. And if you want to share your own content and roast yourself, that's fine too, because you're in on the joke. But there's also groups and posts out there that aren't quite so innocent. Typically, members of these shaming groups will take content that they find posted in other groups and post them into the shaming groups to have a laugh about the content, whether it be because they think a house is badly built, or a sim is ugly, or a bevy of other reasons. And not only do they take content from creators without their knowledge or consent, some, not all, of these groups can be horribly cruel in what they say about the content being posted. This is where shaming groups go from harmless fun to not okay. We all remember the first time we played The Sims, right? The first time we created a sim or tried to build a house. I sure remember the first thing that I built in The Sims 4. It's still in the gallery if you want to look at it. It's a crazy, huge, ugly box of a bowling alley. I had zero knowledge of how to create a decent looking build, and it really showed. Now that I've spent years practicing and honing my skills, I can look back and laugh at myself and my older builds. But just because some people are able to laugh at themselves does not mean that another person can. Whether the members of these shaming groups are aware or not, their ridicule, however innocent seeming it is, can cause serious damage. Yeah, you heard me right. Serious damage. It seems absurd. After all, this is just a game, right? Who cares if someone thinks your sim is ugly? Who cares if someone thinks you're a bad builder? It really shouldn't be taken so seriously, right? Well, no. As people, we all need to remember that we have no idea who the person on the other end of the screen is. Maybe that sim that they created that you laughed at was modeled after their late mother. Maybe the build that they shared was the first time they had ever built in the game and they were looking for genuine advice. Maybe the person who posted has mental health issues and they use The Sims as a space to escape and release their creative side without judgment. Anytime you take a post from a creator and post it to a sim shaming group, there is a chance that the original poster will see your shaming post. And no matter how silly or innocent you think your comments are, you could really hurt someone without even intending to. On top of this, the groups these people are taking posts from are private Facebook groups. Members have the expectation that their posts will only be seen within the group they're posting in. So on top of being cruel, the privacy expectations of hundreds of people are being violated by these groups and members. One person who is a member of these groups told me that it wasn't a big deal, because they block off the person's name, they block out the group that they got it from, and most sim shaming groups have a shame the sim, not the simmer rule. All of these boundaries laid out by these groups still do not make it okay to take someone else's creation for the intention of having a laugh at their expense. I spoke to a woman last night I'm going to call Jane. She's from a Sims group that I'm in, and she commented regarding a post in a group that I had run that had been denouncing membership of these shaming groups. Jane told me that her son had asked her to post some photos of a tiny house that he had built, so he could ask for suggestions and show off his creation. The post was then taken by somebody and posted to a Sims shaming group, where their group not only relentlessly made fun of her son, but went as far as to have comments on the post telling her son to kill himself. The boy in question is an autistic 12-year-old boy who wanted nothing more than to share his creations with the Sims community. And instead of being met with kindness, he was met with cruelty. Jane told me that her son found the post and cried for hours before telling her that he no longer wanted to share his creations. This is not the only instance of someone really and genuinely hurt by cruel comments in a group where members just think they're being funny. There are so many more of these situations, ranging from the admins of these shaming groups going as far to personally attack creators, to dox creators, attack the look of content creators without even bothering to make it seem like they're joking about their content, to straight up telling people to kill themselves because their content is so bad. This is disgusting and disturbing behavior, and I absolutely will not stand for it. These groups are hurtful to so many people and really should be shut down. But instead, members of these groups think they're being funny, and they continue their disgusting behavior without a care in the world of who they could be hurting with their words. The Sims has always been an escape for me as well as so many others, and no one should ever feel scared about sharing their content. Instead, we should be taking the time to uplift and help creators new and old. If you're part of one of these Sim shaming groups, I truly hope that you can stop and take a good, strong look at the content being posted in that group. How would you feel if someone took something you worked hard on and posted it with the sole intention of people laughing at you? Being bullied is not a good feeling, and especially now during a time where so many of us are suffering mentally and physically, this behavior has to be recognized and stopped. Unfortunately, there are always going to be awful people in every type of community. There will always be Sim shaming groups. There will always be people who think it's fun to have a laugh at someone else's expense. But the more people that recognize that this behavior is hurtful and damaging, the better. I know by putting out this video that I am going to be a new target for people in these groups, and I would like to address them directly. I think you're cruel. I think that you don't realize that your actions, however silly they may seem to you, can be damaging to somebody else. I think that you need to take a long, hard look at yourself and ask yourself if what you're participating in is something kind and worthwhile. If after hearing that people in groups like yours are telling others, including children, to kill themselves and are destroying the confidence of a 12-year-old child, if you think that this behavior is still acceptable, then from the bottom of my heart, fuck you.